So Pete, can you tell me a little bit about your personal story and how you end up in this position that you are today?
Yeah, so I kind of reflect on this quite often. I grew up in a small town in New Zealand. I was the youngest of 6 kids. And probably irrelevant, there's a bit of a backstory to my family in that my mum had developed cancer when I was 1 year old. Actually, probably when I was nearly born, just when I was born. I think she knew she had it when I was, she was carrying me. And she was given 3 months to live. And my dad was told to take the family away because that'll be the last holiday. Now, I have no memory of this. My mum, when she was like, she had had a large resection of bowel, and then secondary to the liver. So it was like, it's very bleak. She went into remission. So, and lived for another 36 years. And I think, I reflect on this a lot. I think it gave me subconsciously an amazing belief in the body, I think. So because that was kind of like an undercurrent that I grew up with, of this resilience of the human body. It's like, the ultimate threat and you survived it. Now, not everyone has those experiences. And, but I think that was kind of a deep seed planted in me. And my mum was a very, amazing woman actually, who deeply cared for people. And I was the youngest kid and I got lugged off to wander around all these people she used to look after, and I'd sit there while she talked to them. And I think she taught me communication. I honestly do. When I reflect back, she had a way of opening people up who would just tell stuff to her. So that was probably my early training in communication, I think. And so when I kind of was working out what I was going to do in my life, I just fell into physio because it kind of felt like it was working with people. I naturally loved people. I grew up in a big family, but I had no idea what it was about. And then at the end of my training, I really thought, oh my God, what was that? There was literally no research to underpin anything I did. I was told stuff, but there's no evidence base. I hated that. And I'm like, I can't do this job. I'm applied for medical school, and I was encouraged to defer for a year, and just have a go at the job. And I was just so lucky. I had one person who really mentored me in that first year, and it kind of gave me a glimpse, actually, there might be something in this job. I then worked in a clinical practice in Christchurch, again with a very skilled manual therapist and other people who mentored me. And I did every course known to man at that point. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this job. I was a jack of all trades and master nothing. I could crack any joint in the body. I was good at manual therapy. I liked using my hands, but I felt deeply unsettled. And I kind of looked at my options, and was PhD. I couldn't do it in New Zealand. Developed more clinical skills. I went to Australia. I came to Perth. Super fortunate that I was under the mentoring of Bob Elvey. Amazing guy, amazing clinician, way ahead of his time. There were other people like Lance Toomey, who was a really amazing, is still around, anatomist, but a great thinker. Max Sussman, who was really pioneering a different understanding of pain. So I was just in this amazing environment that challenged all my thoughts. It was like fertile ground for growth. I then went into 2 practices. I went working with Bob in a private practice where we had a mixed group of people, and I worked in a pain clinic with really disabled people where my manual skills just didn't make any sense. I couldn't touch people that were so sensitized. I'm like, wow. But I saw that some people seemed to respond. I didn't quite know why. And I've got to do research because there was nothing. And I remember I wanted to do a clinical trial. Because I'm like, there's no evidence for this job I'm in, and I'm seeing people get better. I didn't really know why they get better, but I saw them get better. And that's really what took me on my research journey, and that's been my journey. I had that parallel clinical journey and then the research journey, which has just been amazing. It's changed everything around how I understand pain, how I work with pain, how I conceptualize pain. A shared journey of being mentored by wonderful clinicians, but also a team of people who have just taught me so much around, and enabling us to question, ask questions around pain, and build an understanding and knowledge base, and test that and retest it and retest it and evolve our understanding about how we can manage pain better. And I'm just massively grateful for the opportunities that I've had, the people who have trusted me, I think, in that journey, but also supported me as well. And people like Anne Smith, amazing woman who is just so clever, biostatistician, but so much more, who is just a massively deep thinker, very clever, but so understated. Peter Kent, who is like an amazing guy who's involved in our Evolve initiative, as well. Leonard Straker and others, many others, and our team who have been part of that journey. So that's sort of like a fast forward of that journey. That's kind of led to a whole different understanding and way we practice.
Thank you so much for sharing such a personal side of your story.